Hey, my name is Sean, and I'm from Eden Web Assets. We are an online retailer, importer, and we also have a division that sells furniture. I wanted to make this video about JKEX Wood, Seas Furniture. Our contacts are Joyce Liu and Annie Du. Just some serious issues with our order, which was about $37,000, that they are unwilling to do anything about, and in fact, they are just completely ignoring us now. You know, I normally don't go out of my way to make these videos. I've been dealing with Chinese suppliers for over at least 15 years with various businesses we own. So I'm very familiar with how they work, their mentality, things like that. But this situation just kind of had me riled up in the fact that they are unwilling to do anything for us, give us partial refund, anything. Just really has me upset. And since they're ignoring us, I figured the best thing to do is just warn other people to not buy from them. So again, they go under JKEX Wood and Seas Furniture. I found them on Alibaba, but obviously they have websites as well. So I'm going to go over the summary, and then I'm going to show you photos of what we received, and you can make your own decision to determine if you want to deal with the supplier or not. So they promised to ship our order within a certain period of time. They told us by email when we corresponded it would be 45 days. In the purchase order / invoice I sent, it was within 60 days. We ordered and paid the deposit on August 7th in 2019 after receiving their finalized invoice on August 5th. I should say that we probably spent a month going back and forth, and the suppliers, both Annie and Joyce, were really helpful in answering my questions, you know, looking into things for me, giving me quotes. So the entire initial process up to the payment was actually very good. They were very communicative. There was no issues there, nothing to kind of raise any red flags. They seem like a legitimate supplier. So, you know, obviously I think that's how the Chinese suppliers work in general is, you know, they're really nice and helpful until they get your money. Anyway, so we paid the deposit August 7th. The order total was about $38,000. We actually ended up getting the shipment sent from China on November 30th, 117 days later. That's between 2 and 3 times what we were quoted as a lead time. And the shipment wasn't even complete. It was missing items, both claimed defective and just good items that didn't get put in the shipment because I told them I needed the shipment. We waited long enough, and they didn't want to give us a refund at first. They wanted to keep it as a credit for our next order. The Asian suppliers are always big on the next order, assuming you're going to place one. But we actually did end up getting a refund from them for those missing items. It was only about $2,400, but still they did issue that refund. The key takeaway is that 30 to 40% of the goods received in late December / early January of 2020 had notable defects or quality problems. Despite, you know, the correspondence with the supplier initially making promises, justifications that the prices reflected their high quality. You know, they said, oh, you know, well, the other supplier has a higher moisture content, so it's, you know, more prone to warping, and our wood's not going to warp, and our tables are going to be nice, and they're not going to be cupped or warped or cracked or anything. Well, as you'll see from the pictures, that's definitely not what happened. Over the period of a month or two, you know, just after we got the shipment, I've reported all these quality issues. I sent them photos. I even sent them a link to our website that had all the photos on it, and silence, nothing. I've sent them email. I've even tried to get a hold of them on LinkedIn. They've seen my messages. They just do not reply. They're just ignoring us. So basically I said, okay, well, if they're not going to reply, I'm going to create this video and warn everybody about them, because, you know, if you're looking to place an order from them, just know what you're going to get. So just not really anything specific, but you can see that we corresponded a lot, me and Annie from Seas Furniture and JKEX Wood. It's the same company, JKEX Wood and Seas Furniture. They just have 2 different websites and 2 different names. And then Joyce as well, Joyce Liu. I was talking to her back and forth about quotes and things like that. Here's a copy of the original invoice, August 5th, 2019. This is the final version. There was like 4 versions of this as we kind of went back and forth. Here's a total of $37,539. And you can see that I highlighted delivery, ready for shipping in 60 working days from the payment received. And here's an email that said on the August 2nd, which was a few days before, saying the lead time for a first order is 45 working days. So I kind of just went, okay, 45 to 60 working days, that's fine. This is kind of where the problem started. I asked the suppliers to start updating me on the river tables. We had ordered live edge tables as well as river tables. And this is one of the items they sent me. And as you can see, normally a river table, if you know anything about them, they're live edge pieces of wood joined together, filled with resin. And you keep the live edge. Well, some of these tables, they were literally just cutting off the live edge straight, and it looks ridiculous. And I've highlighted that in the photo. I made that pretty clear to them, as you can see above. All those look good other than this one. It does not look natural. It looks as if it's been cut straight in multiple locations. They replied, "Thanks for your email. I see from the pictures you sent us we have straight ones. I think the overall effect is very beautiful. Are you sure both sides of the river need to be natural edge with white? If so, we have to reproduce, and the delivery date will be delayed. The attachment is pictures of our solid wood products, yada yada. If it's just one top like, I said this, if it's just one top like this, we'll let it slide and accept it. But please keep in mind for future, it looks unnatural and we likely wouldn't want it." Glad to receive your reply. "There is no problem if you don't like the style. We can reproduce for you because other customers like the style." I said, "Okay, you can reproduce for us." Now, at this point, 60 days have passed, so we're at the deadline. Annie and Joyce, can you please update on our order? I want to know what items you have ready and finished. 90 days have passed. This is an additional 30 days over the intended latest lead time. What is the issue now? You guys have already 30 days late in our shipping. We're so behind on this. Yeah, I don't need to read all the specifics, but you get the point. 90 days after the order. This is almost 100 days after the order, I guess. Very sorry, attached pictures of the products. We've cooperated with new factory, so we're very busy. Also, redry the zebra wood, so made the delay. Next week, we can arrange shipment. And this is November 8th. So November 22nd, this is, what is that, 8, 16, like 12 days, 14 days after. Did the shipment get forwarded yet? Has it been loaded? No response. I sent an email a few days back to see if the goods made it on the ship. I never heard from you. Did the order go out? Do you have documents to send me? This is on the 27th. Finally, I get a response on the next day. They said, this shipment, the partial products won't be shipped out because of the bad quality. I don't want to send you poor quality products to you. The unqualified products will arrange to reproduce to be shipped together with your next order or to be delivered separately. Again, they're assuming a next order, like as if, 100+ days have passed on this order when we were supposed to get them shipped within 45, and I'm going to place the next order. It's very presumptuous, but fine. Give me a list of items missing. The workshop's too busy at the end of the year, and 4 customers came to inspect these in 2 days, so the workshop has not sent me the details. I'll send you details tomorrow. Some of the good quality products have also not been shipped out. Like, what? So, I don't even understand it. At this point, we're 100+ days over our lead time. Are rather from time of order, and they're saying both good products and bad quality products have not made it out on the ship. I made it very clear it's not acceptable. We waited an extremely long time, 45 to 60 day lead time turned into 3 to 4 months. I needed a complete refund via wire transfer. As you can see, I was pretty upset, but straightforward. And I told them why, because we had to pay for air freight for these missing items, yada yada yada, customs brokerage. Anyway, they ended up giving a refund. So $23.72 was the missing items. So fine, that was fine. I was happy with that. And then this is where the big problem started, where we actually got the shipment. So this is an email from January 23rd of 2020. Indicating that the very first river table we opened up was terrible. The quality control is terrible, defective. Then we ordered some other river tables up, and they were okay, saleable. I made them a video. They sent this reply: "Glad to receive your reply. We need to say sorry. I checked the videos. I want to explain about the round tables. We are hurried to finish them before shipping. So forgot doing round, got them into square. We think quality of all round tables are not good. So we advise you open them before you deliver them. If quality is not good, give your customers some discounts. We will give you 3 free pieces or some discounts in your next order. You can sell them at half price." What? Why am I paying you full price for items that are bad quality that I have to discount to my customers? That doesn't make any sense. And they're not willing to give me a refund of these. It doesn't even make any sense. They're just assuming the next order. This is always coming the next order. Like we're gonna accept this and buy them again. It was just completely mind-boggling to me. I sent another email saying, what are we going to do with these round tables? It's low quality and unacceptable. All the other products are boxed and shipped, and I don't want to have to open up every single box to make sure that we don't have, defective items. So, the issue is she didn't really say what we're going to do going forward when we find these defective items. Are we supposed to take pictures of them? Are we going to get a credit for them? I want to get a confirmation from them that you know, they're going to give an actual solution as we find these defective items, because there's 150 to 200 boxed tabletops that we had ordered. So following up to that email on January 5th, I got no reply. I kind of went over the fact that, you know, 50% of the charcuterie boards they made us are wobbly, warped, or broken. 20 to 30% of some of the items were completely unsaleable. Generally, the quality is unacceptable. Here's another email sending it again to both of them. You can see I sent on March 28th. So January 25th, March 6th, I sent another email, and then March 28th. So this is 3 emails with a list of all the defective items, as well as links to photos of them. Nothing, no response. So I reached out to Annie on LinkedIn. Annie, you tried and add me, then withdrew, because she actually added me to LinkedIn, probably wrongly mistaken. I assume you got my email but never replied. Why are you guys going to develop these issues reported? What do you need? That's the response. What do you need? JKEX, you can see Annie do JKEX Furniture or JKEX Wood Selling Manager. I need you to reply to my email I sent regarding the defective products. And you can see she's seen it by her little face on the bottom here, right here. I don't know if you can see me moving the mouse, but anyway, right there. So click to add title, my bad. Anyway, that was the last of our correspondence. Neither Annie or Joyce at C's Furniture replies to any of my messages or emails through LinkedIn or emails or otherwise. So I've documented and taken photos of almost all the defective items, and to a point, I just stopped taking photos because they weren't going to do anything. So the photo proof, this is what you've kind of came to see. You know, I can say whatever I want, and I can show you the emails. You can clearly see that there was a massive delays and issues with our order from the beginning. But here's the actual photos that we need to actually look at. So here's one of the river tables. I've circled all these blemishes and defects. This is not a saleable item, especially the one on this far right hand side here. It's just like this big glop of, I don't know what's going on. It's epoxy and sanding and missing finish, and there's a big blotch here. This is not something you can really sell, at least at a full price. Here's a zebra wood table. I put my level on it. You can see from the bottom right photo that there's light coming underneath it, which means it's not level. It is a not level slab. So when you put the legs on it, it wobbles. Here's another river table. Sorry, not a river table, zebra wood table. That's actually cracked. Like there's a giant crack down it that I could actually put a knife or a putty knife through. So there's this huge crack in that table. Well, this is a nice one. If that's not an obvious display of warped, I don't know what is. This whole slab is cupped. Like I think this slab was either thrown out or cut into pieces and into like raw lumber. I don't know what we did with it, but it obviously couldn't sell it. Here's some like hardened finish or glue on the top of edge glue panel table that they sent us. Warp slab were probably the most common thing. Not with the river tables. The river tables weren't really warped, but the other stuff, the zebra wood and the South American walnut wood, definitely had a lot of cupping. And again, this isn't every single table. These are the bad ones. Like I said, 30 to 40% had problems. 60 to 70% we could sell at regular price. But that's not the issue, right? The issue is the amount of defective product and that nothing was done about it. Here's the finish on one of these South American walnut slabs. Once the light hits it, you can see just the blotchiness of it. It's not an even finish. It's all over the place. It looks terrible. Here's another South American walnut monkey pod rain tree slab. It's like the edge wasn't finished. It's like the edge is sanded and partially finished. The rest of the table is partially finished. And you can see same problem, just the blotchiness in the finish. I don't know what they do or who was making these, but clearly weren't paying attention when they were making them. Here's some of the charcuterie boards. So we had, I believe, 80 of these that we had them make. And we had them make them without oiling them because we wanted to oil them here at the shop. But it didn't really help because a lot of these had to be thrown out. They were either warped or cracked or whatever. I put together a quick video here. I don't know if you can hear it.
50 large, 30 large, 50 smaller charcuterie boards, 1.5 inch thick South American walnut that we had JKEX Wood, C's Furniture produced for us. And I would say 50 to 60% of them were not flat, they were warped, or maybe they warped in shipping or weren't planed properly. So here's an example.
You can see how warped this one is. It's just rocking on a flat surface.
so bad. Like you can see
like a
there's
seesaw.
large gap right at the bottom here where it should sit flat.
I think you get the point of that video. Here is a river table that is completely not straight on the end. Here's another example of a river table with a, if you recall earlier in this video, I made it very clear that the cut straight edges, cutting off the live edge wasn't acceptable because it looks unnatural, and we could accept the one but not any others. Well, here's another one. They just cut the live edge straight off and made it straight, and it looks ridiculous. Here is a zebra wood slab, quote unquote live edge zebra wood slab. This actually isn't bad, but this is not live edge. They've literally just taken a saw and made like a wavy edge on it so it looks like a live edge, but this is not a true live edge slab. So we ordered live edge zebra wood slabs, and that's just a piece of zebra wood that's been cut funky. Here's another one. Here's a river table with a completely cut edge, and then the far photo on the right shows a bunch of like scratches and I think planer marks, like from their planer. So this is like literally almost like not saleable. There's multiple cuts in this one that were straight and just multiple blemishes. Here's another one. There's a bunch of bubbles in the finish. This is actually not a bad example. We probably sold this one near full price because, you know, it's such a small problem, but still it demonstrates the issues with some of these products. This is garbage. This is a zebra wood slab, and I think this slab has like 4 or 5 cracks in it, like 5-6 inches long on one side. So the entire thing was toast. Here's another zebra wood slab. This is a lesser obvious of a crack, but it's still a crack. It's a minor crack. And then we have a river table, another river table here. You can see the middle photo shows fingerprint marks, and they're underneath the clear coat finish. So it's like there's like someone with oil or something was handling the table, and then they clear coated it. And you can see scratches in the surface once the light hits it. Here's another round table, just super blotchy finish. You can see like it's almost like it looks like a spilled pile of oil that's dried up or something. I'm not even sure. What's this? This is a video. I'll just play this for you here.
Right here is a 60 by 32 self-panoramic wood slab by JKEX or JKEX Furniture. I just opened this one up. It's actually not bad. It's not terrible, but unfortunately, the finish is pretty terrible. It's going to have to be sanded down and re-oiled and re-sprayed. So I just wiped it down really quickly to sort of actually show where the problems are. But like you can see that this is common, like stuff like this, whereas it's like the finish is where it's really shiny in one place, maybe where they fill a crack, and not in another. Or like there's things like this is super, obviously on video you can't feel this, but it's just pretty rough. So like that's rough and it's obviously dull, it sticks out like a sore thumb. We've got planer marks here. And like this is what they would consider the good side. If you look at the other side, I don't know if I'll do this well on the camera, but that's the bad side, the unfinished side, so to speak. So, yep, just another slab that we have to refinish. So if you're thinking about buying from JKEX, JKEX Furniture, then you probably think again.
All right, here's another river table. Oh, sorry, not a river table. This is just a regular slab on top of a river table that we put on there. But you can see by putting our level on it, it's pretty cupped, pretty warped, not saleable. Here's another one. This is probably saleable, but you can see the edge is not straight. The side edge is not straight. This is actually not a bad slab, except it's supposed to be a live edge slab. You can see one edge is live edge, the other edge is completely straight cut. Same situation here. This slab is supposed to be a live edge slab, but it's completely straight cut. Here is a river table, another situation where they've just done a completely straight cut the live edge off and fill it with epoxy, and it looks, it doesn't look terrible, but this is not what a river table is supposed to be, and we made very specific requirements that they use live edge wood on the inside. Here is a maple river table, and you can see even by the photo on the left, the top is kind of warped. It's not straight, probably from sanding the edge of the epoxy. And you can see there's a big gap there when you put our level on it. You can see how warped or cupped it is there. Same situation, although not as obvious, but there's two sections of there. So you've got the epoxies high and then the wood is low, where it's just like almost like a wavy finish, a wavy edge. Here's another example of completely straight cuts in the wood, and that one just looks ridiculous. It just, yeah, I don't even know what to say about that one. Just not what we ordered. Here's another one, completely cutting off the live edge and just filling it with epoxy. Here is another zebra wood table, and you can see this one's really rough. On the right hand side, you can see the multiple cracks. Some have been repaired, but most of them are just like cracked right through. Here is a black epoxy river table. This is the bottom of it, by the way, so it's not the top, thank God. It was definitely uneven, but you can see the bubbles, or like, I don't know what happened here, but there's this giant white patch in the epoxy finish. Again, I think this might have been saleable, but it's just a poor quality item. There's more, but I stopped taking photos. The takeaway from this video is steer clear of any Joyce Liu and JKEX Wood Seas Furniture. Do not buy from them. To be fair to the supplier, 60 to 70% of the items were actually good, were saleable at a regular price. But I didn't pay $38,000 US for items that 60% of items to be good and the rest to be not good. So that is kind of the issue. The fact that, you know, I've reported all these problems, I've sent them pictures, I've sent all this evidence, and they're just ignoring me. So if you do plan to buy from them anyway, you should expect 2 to 3 times the lead time they tell you at the time of order, and that 30 to 40% of your products to be defective, low quality, will require selling below cost, discount, or disposal. And I should add, the last thing is, if you expect any support or help from them, if you report bad quality products, expect to be ignored. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching this video, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out.